Hey, you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, we're going to talk about how the narcissist, lies against God. So, you want to know why the narcissist lies all the time. The narcissist lies because they see the good in you, the innocence in you, the God in you. And they know that you don't have a clear perception on evil yet. Especially if you're young, especially if you might have went through life trusting people a lot. They can tell that you trust people right away. These are predators. They can see right through you. They can tell you things about yourself. They can tell, they study you. They want to know if you're blind or if you woke up and you've been hurt before and that's why you're putting up your guard up even though you seem like you're a nice person. Then they want to know, why is it that you're strong now? Why is it that, they want to know, okay, well, I could tell you have boundaries, but now they want to see if your boundaries are strict or if they're able to talk their way into your life to break those boundaries. And a lot of times, the way they do this is by being straight up with you. They break your boundaries by asking you questions that they really have no business asking, but it almost seems like they're asking you these questions because they want to get to know you more. So they might ask you, hey, are you married? But in their mind, they're thinking, you're not married. Or, I don't see no ring on your finger, but I'm still going to ask you. This is going to make me seem like I'm interested in you without being direct with you, without, seeming too desperate, without seeming like, hey, little lady, can I get your number? And seeming like I'm desperate, because that's what narcissists do. They're desperate. It's like those type of narcissists that will talk to you and then another girl passes by, they'll go talk to them. They'll go talk to another person and then they come back and you're watching them and now they're coming to you thinking you're not paying attention to them. But when narcissists get smarter, they find different ways of luring people. It's all about, how can I lure people in? I can't be direct anymore. It doesn't work anymore like that. It could have worked like that back in the day when we have social media, but now because people are walking around with their guards up, I have to find different ways of luring you in, luring myself into your world and then taking you out of your world and luring you into mine. So this is why they seem interested, but it's because they just want you to open the door. So they go after people who are walking blind or who think that they're awake. It's like when people wake up into a spiritual awakening and they're lighting sage and doing all these things and to feel as if they're somewhat woken up, and now they're using tools that they're learning from other people on how to keep negative energy away from you. But sage isn't going to stop a narcissist from walking in your life. You'll be burning sage and they're walking around the room, or they might be burning sage their damn self. So narcissists, this is how narcissists prey on those on a spiritual journey. They act like they're into the spiritual journey right along with you, but they're just burning sage. They don't give a damn. They're lying to you. These people are, liars, and they go against God. They go against good, basically. So if you're a good person and you're genuinely good and you try your best to be good and you learn from your mistakes and you learn not to remake those mistakes, and you're wondering why the narcissist targeted you, it's because They know that you don't have a clear understanding of evil, or else you wouldn't give them the time of day. You wouldn't keep talking to them. Once they showed you who they were, you wouldn't keep being lured back in by them. See, when you go looking for stuff, when you start to feel like the narcissist has been lying to you, or that they aren't who they say they are, and you start trying to search for answers, or you sneak up and try to go through their phone or do something to try to catch them in the act, the narcissist feels like, they'll gaslight you. If you find anything, they'll act like it didn't happen because they want to know how much information you have. So sometimes they won't even admit to, they'll keep lying straight into your, straight to you, looking you in the eyes and everything. And you're not used to these type of people. You're not used to people who lie and look you in the eyes. And even if people lied to you in the past, well, this is the thing. People have lied to you in the past and looked you in your eyes many times. You just didn't know that people do this. You just had no awareness of it. There were plenty of people who were in your life who later on, when you have an awakening, you realize they were narcissists. And that's because they did certain things where they just dropped that mask, or they were exposed. But some of those people, some people that you might think, oh, this person never did anything to me. You don't know if there were times where they said things. It might have not affected you the way the narcissist that you were in a relationship with affected you, but people will look you in the eyes, you guys, and straight up lie to you. Your friends, your family, people will say, oh, we were thinking about you. Oh, we pray for you all the time. People will say these things, say good things, things that sound good. People will even help you out, offer you things, and you'll think, oh, this is a blessing. And that same offering, that same whatever they gave to you, they're going to expect it back with your time, with your energy. They might even ask things from you later on because their whole point was to lure you into their world. So to them, it's like, you trust me. That was all it was about. It's about you trusting me. Now you're going to feel as a friend, to return the favor. It's okay. That's what we do for each other. We go back and forth. We help one another out, whatever. But it will become them taking more energy from you, or them just knowing they have a friend or someone that they can call on. And you might think the relationship is mutual, and in their mind, they're your friend, but they're not really your friend. They're your coworker, but they're not really your coworker. They're your family, but they're not really your family. It's like they're playing a role with you. So the difference between maybe other people in your past and the narcissist is that you didn't go looking for answers. You didn't investigate the people around you. You don't go around investigating your family, trying to figure out, is my sweet granny who acts sweet, but then she has another side to her, or I almost feel like she's trying to get me, I almost feel like she's a wolf. Is she, you don't go and investigate this person's background and clarify the stories that they tell you. They're telling you stories about their siblings, their parents, people, the bad things that they did, how they made it out of those situations. And sometimes, they'll tell you that they don't talk to these people, or, oh, I don't talk to that person anymore. It's been years. But they'll victimize themselves where you're almost a flying monkey, feeling like your family member is this great person. They're not perfect, that, but you don't know that dark side of them. This could be your parent. They might seem nice to you, but when they go out in the world and they deal with people, or they deal with their siblings, or they deal with other people, they're evil as hell. Your mom's all sweet and nice taking you to soccer practice, but all the money she has, she stole it from all of her family. You know, and everyone does what they have to do to survive, but narcissists feel entitled. Like, I was better out of all my siblings. I deserve it. You know, and they would have done the same to me when their siblings weren't even thinking like that. It was all in their head. Their greed took over them. You know, they lie a lot. They victimize themselves a lot, and then while they're victimizing themselves, they already had created stories. They already had fabricated stories because they planned everything out, meaning that they might have been helping their siblings when their siblings needed, or they might have acted like the perfect sibling to that person. So when they finally commit the act that they've been premeditating, they're basically saying, you know, I helped that sibling, you know. I was nice to them. I was a good sister. I was this, that, but they premeditated everything to be the way it was. It wasn't something where they were attacked and they were attacked and now they felt like they had to fight back because they were attacked, and it was them doing the attacking. They make things, they put things together where they portray like a victim and you really believe that shit until they do something to you, and then you're like, wait, I was defending you when you were telling me your baby mama, you know, was evil and she didn't want you to see your kid. And now you're like, oh, it's not really what it seemed like. It's like you were living in another world, and then when the narcissist shows you evil, you see the evil in everyone around you. You see right through them. So the narcissist goes after God, or after the good people basically, and they can tell when you have awakened to narcissism, and you know that becomes a challenge to them as well, because they want to know how much you actually know about their species. See, the narcissist doesn't discriminate. You can't discriminate when it comes to narcissism, and say a group of people are narcissists, because the narcissist comes in all shades, all colors, all ages. I've been swindled by an old lady before where I was thinking, oh, she's like a sweet granny, and she played me. Then I got played by an old man too, and he ended up squeezing my butt, and he was a whole pervert. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm helping an old man out. He can barely walk. He squeezed my butt, disrespectful, you know? So they lie. It's all a character. And they come, like I said, at all ages, even young, even little kids, you know? And it's like this pure evil. It's this pure evil in them. So they study you. They want to know, oh, okay, you overcame narcissist abuse. Oh, you're stronger. Oh, okay. How strong are you? How come you can't tell that I'm a narcissist? They're shocked when you can't tell that they're a narcissist, because they know you're looking at the flesh. And they also know that all it takes is for you to study someone's character for you to think that they're a good person. If the narcissist pretends to be nice, and you're telling yourself, oh, well, I've been talking to this person for a while and the mask hasn't slipped. So I don't think they're a narcissist. Sometimes you get married to these people, have kids, you don't even know they're a narcissist because you're living in another world where you don't think wicked people like this exist. You feel like they would have showed you the abuse or the signs in the beginning. So when you go out searching for answers when it comes to the narcissist, and you start investigating them, when you start feeling like something's wrong, Your intuition is telling you you're having bad dreams. There's this disconnection between you and the narcissist. It starts to feel very robotic. It feels like they're only using you as a tool for supply, for sex. It feels like there's no emotions there. Like they're mimicking emotions. Like they're telling themselves they have to act a certain way during certain situations. Sometimes they come to you with stories about, other people, right? They might start talking to you about their friends, pillow talking, how most couples do. The only difference is that you're sleeping with the enemy, it's not your friend. So this person is telling you stories about their friends cheating, their friends doing things, their friends getting other people, cheating on their wives, getting the mistress pregnant. They're telling you stories. They're telling you stories about, people stealing, all type of things. They always have stories to tell. And then sometimes they don't talk to you at all because a part of your intuition, God is trying to wake you up and tell you that they're lying to you. So they might tell you a story, or they might talk about celebrity gossip, or they might tell you, they might talk about traveling or doing things, but there's something that's off. Something is always going to be off. And you're going to start, first you used to go along with whatever they said to you. You believed it because you felt like your partner trusted in you to talk to you about their daily life or whatever's on their mind. You're just happy that you have someone that you're close to. But eventually you start to see that certain things that they say are off a little bit because you start to pay attention to the details, like a movie, you know, like you overlook certain things and what they say, and then later on you think about what they were saying and you're like, that doesn't sound right. Or everything that they said about their friend, that's how they've been acting. How could they be telling me what their friend is doing, but they're acting like that? And you start questioning it. You're like, well, they couldn't have been talking about themselves, you know. They were sharing things about someone else with me, but, or they tell me that other people betrayed them, but it feels like they're betraying me. So you start questioning this person's character because it's almost kind of crazy, like the way they word things or say things, like the emotion that they put into what they're saying. When you go against anything that they say, the way they get mad or treat you like you're stupid, like you're dumb, knowing that they're lying, knowing that they're lying, you know, the way they play mind games and wait on you to come back and reverse hoover them after they deceived you, and they're punishing you because they know you care about them. They know that you're going to either come back or they're going to come back and play more games and you're going to take them back because they know that they are trauma bonding you, and they know that they're almost like hypnotizing you, they're enslaving you, because if you had some common sense to know that you're dealing with a liar and someone who isn't of God, your first train of thought is to remove yourself. But some way, somehow, no matter how evil they are, you still stick around. The reason, the narcissist goes against God and they're pathological liars is because not only do they see the God in you, but they see that God works through you and wants to help you, So when you start to have dreams, when your intuition is starting to tell you that the stories that they've been telling you, your spirit is telling you, I think they're talking about themselves. See, the narcissist feels like if they tell you things, they're studying your expressions. They're like, my friend, got his mistress pregnant. And And if you, are like, wow, that is messed up. That's crazy. Is he going to tell the wife? Does the wife know? Yeah, the wife knows, but she doesn't care. She still wants to be with him. And you're like, what? So what about the mistress? He's like, oh, he's not messing with the mistress and he doesn't want to take care of the baby. And they're studying you to know your reaction of another person's story. But in actuality, it's your story. It's what they're doing to you. They're lying to your face, and then they're trying to figure out how you would react to it, so that when you finally find out, because they know God is working through you, they know they go against God, so they feel like eventually things are going to come to light. So it's almost like they're preparing you not to be shocked. And then when you are shocked because you realize that what they've been lying to you about was really them, everything that they were saying other people were is really them, you almost, instead of running away from the predator, you don't want to believe it. And then they get you to basically bow down and be desensitized to the things that they've done to you, because they're basically saying, my friends go through problems too. Everyone goes through problems. They're desensitizing you, thinking that it's normal, not knowing that they're a liar themselves. They mimic their friends. They mimic what a man is supposed to be like, but they're putting their own twist. So they're telling you, oh, my friend, his wife doesn't question him. His wife isn't insecure like you. His wife trusts him. His wife doesn't go around snooping, following me around, or trying to look through my phone, or doing sneaky things, or questioning him about things that she finds. She knows how to be a woman, a lady, and stay to herself. So you start to study the wife or your friend's wife, and you're like, she is calm, I am emotional, not knowing that they're mimicking that friend, but that friend doesn't treat his wife the way the narcissist says that he does. So the narcissist is training you to behave while they're not giving you the same respect, while they're lying to you and going against God, because God wants you to know the truth, because they want you to be good to them, but they don't want to be good to you, right? It's not mutual. They want you to trust them, but they're giving you reasons not to trust them because they're not telling you the truth. So when the narcissist tells you the truth, it's not because they want to tell you the truth. When the mask slips, it's not because they want to tell you the truth. It's because you're on to them, and God is gonna send you more messages. Things are gonna unfold quicker, and it's gonna make you more mad when it unfolds, and it's gonna make you say, fuck the narcissist, and ignore them, right? It's gonna make you want to ignore them. So to them, it's like, I'm gonna drop the mask and tell you the truth, because the truth sets you free. So I'm gonna tell you the truth, but then I'm the devil. I'm gonna even though I told you the truth, I'm gonna take everything back and go back to treating you the way I treated you, because I'm not of God. So they give you truths, and then they go back on the truth because they're not of God. And then later on, when you tell them, hey, I forgave you for this, they'll be like, oh, well, you shouldn't have forgave me. And it's like, no, you said that, to forgive you, that God is forgiveness. They don't care about forgiveness. They're going against God. They're playing games. They're trying to act like a family man, like a godly man. They're trying to mimic what a real empath is, a real man with standards and boundaries and love. They're trying to mimic that, but with their own evil twist. That's why the devil comes as an angel in disguise. They're trying to act like Someone who has been through things, learned from these things, stands strong in their boundaries, who has goals, who has dreams, who is a family person, who is a loving person. They're trying to mimic that person, what that person has, whether it's financially, physically, their aura. They're mimicking that person's aura to attract supply. But they can't keep that supply because they are the liars of all liars. You know what I'm saying? So they have to deceive you by giving you some truths. You shouldn't be going around snooping on your partner and doing all these things. But see, the narcissist will tell you the truth. And you think, oh, their mask is slipping. It's part of the deception. It's just part of the deception. They know God is going to reveal things to you. So why not drop the mask and tell you what they're doing, and then justifying their actions because they're like, I didn't really sin because I told you the truth as my partner. I told you the truth. So you could either forgive me and take me back. You know, they're giving you a choice. They're giving you a choice to make you feel like it was your choice to be abused. But they know exactly what they're doing. You know, they're deceiving you, and then they're telling you the truth about themselves. Oh, I wasn't raised right. I got abused. I was going through a lot. I needed help. I needed a counselor. I needed therapy. They're telling you all these things. But it's part of the deception to make you think that they're normal human beings who can change. Part of the reason you even stay with the narcissist is because you're waiting for them to change. And what are they doing? They're lying to you, stealing your time. They're stealing your time. And then when you get sick and things are happening to you, bad things are happening to you, and you have bad luck and you don't know where it's coming from, they're lying to you because they know it's coming from them, and they don't feel bad about it because they feel like you're protecting them. That's why they have to get supply from people who don't know, who have God but don't know what evil is. You know, because once you know what evil is, the devil will flee from you. When you know the truth, the devil flees from you. When you know the complete truth and they keep trying to gaslight you, they lie to you, they look you in your eyes, they're telling you things, they're smiling in your face, acting like they're good people. You see through all the bullshit. They're telling you their problems. They're hoping one day you start opening up about your problems with them so that they can work their way in your life. Or they tell you that they know people that you know to make you feel comfortable with them just because they know people you know. They just do things, and when they see that you're not going for it, or they're asking you invasive questions and you're responding in an invasive way because they're invasive to you, they get mad and act like you're crazy, but they flee from you. They act like you're crazy. Oh, you're a weird bitch. You don't want to tell me information. They're walking away from you like, they're liars. They're the liars. They're the most conniving type of people. It's like saying a customer lying about your service, or lying to get something out of the situation, right? And then you know they're lying, or you know they stole something, or whatever. Something happens, and then the customer's telling you, you have to have good customer service. And you haven't even been giving them bad customer service. They're just trying to get something, and you're not allowing them to get it because it's protocol. You're just doing your job. Let's just say you're just doing your job. And now the customer tells you, well, the customer is always right. They're lying to you. They're gaslighting you. The customer isn't always right. The only reason that rule was put in place about the customer is always right is so that you don't argue with the narcissist. Yeah, let them think that they're right. Let them think that they're right about you. Let them think that they got over on you. Let them think that. Let them think that you're asleep. Let them think that you're not awake. Let them think that you're not conscious. Play invisible. Let them think that you're the walking dead. Let them think that, because they're going to have to pay for it. That's why the narcissist doesn't target people who are awake. And when they do target people who are awake, that person went to sleep. They preyed on that. Something happened to that person. Maybe their parent dies. Maybe they don't have the same support. Something happened, and the narcissist, no matter how awake that person thought that they were, the narcissist caught them slipping. So narcissists feel like, the customer is always right. You need to give me good customer service. Well, you need to be a good customer, motherfucker. You need to give me good customer service. You need to be a good customer. You're not a good customer. You're a bad customer. The customer is always right. That was only placed for crazy people like you, for me not to go back and forth with a crazy person like you. Let them think they're right. Go to the manager so they could de-escalate the situation and they could get the fuck away from here. Because if not, the narcissist, when they get caught lying, stealing, or they switch tags on something, but they still want what they switch tags on, so they're making a big deal out of it. The customer's always right. Okay, we're gonna give them a 30% off. They said that they didn't switch the price tag, and if that's what it was, that's what you're supposed to give me that because that's what it was advertised on there. That's what it says. It's not my fault someone misplaced the price or messed up the price. They're getting crazy, like they're really big mad, but they're lying. They're not even mad. They're just playing games. And then the game that they're playing, that's not even real. If things aren't going their way, it escalates demonically to where now they want to hurt you. They want to kill you. And you got those type of people walking all over the place. They're your family, your friends, your partners. They want you dead. If there weren't no laws placed, they probably would have already did it. There's some who don't care about the law, and they will do it. They will do it, and they feel like they'll get away with it because they are the masters of lies. They are people who go against God. This is why they pick on people who don't know, completely. You know who God is. Cool. But you don't know who the devil is. You don't know about the devil's army and the people who worship him and how deceitful they are, because by the time you're done having a conversation with these people and you think that they were a regular person, by the time you get home, you're going to look back and you're going to think to yourself, that person lied about this, or that person was talking to me about something, but they were only distracting me to do something behind my back, or not even behind my back, right in front of me. Sometimes they're talking to you, having a whole conversation with you, and they're looking at what you have and they're stealing right in front of you, or they're in your car, you go inside the store real quick or to put gas or something. They've been snooping all through your car. You don't want to invite this person into your house. You don't feel comfortable. They're asking you, they're lying to you. Oh, can I use the bathroom? They don't even have to use the bathroom. They just feel like you already put a rule that you don't let people go in your house, but they feel like, hey, but I'm here, I'm in front of your house, I need to use the bathroom, and they're really just using the bathroom to snoop in your bathroom, go through your drawers. They're lying to you about their persona, their character, who they are, what they've been through. All the stories they tell you are lies. Um, their emotions, their traumas, them changing who they used to be. All that is a lie. They might change because it's gotten them into trouble or things like that or whatnot, but that need for attention or that need to control is still there. That's not gone. They feel like they're going to control the scenario, you know, um, and they don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, but they tell you the truth because it desensitizes you. You know, if someone is able to tell you how you feel and how they feel supposedly, you almost start to feel like they're human, and that's part of the devil's trick. You know, this is why once you know you're not going for that shit, once you know someone is a narcissist and you know, especially if they admit it to you, especially if they admit it to you, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Don't think because they're telling you they went to therapy or they've, you know, they found God. Now they're at church, but there's narcissism in the church, you know? So when people lie to you, when the devil is lying to you, and you start, like I said, you start looking for answers, the devil's going to tell you the truth because they want you to think that they're normal and they're human and they have feelings and they know what they did was wrong, or they won't do it. They'll say they won't do it again, or you know, or they might just crush you and tell you that they did what they did and watch you go into depression because they know that you love them and they're using that against you because they lied to you from the start. From the start, they knew they were going to con you, you know? So to them, your feelings don't mean anything. They feel like, hey, I'm going to keep going to the next con and I'll work my way back around. And if you allow me to talk to you or if you accept these flowers or this date, then I can deceive you more. And I'm selling you out because you already know I'm evil, but you're eating from the forbidden tree, you know. So they already know, you know, they're depleting you of energy and they're transferring energy onto you. So as long as you keep these people around, keep listening to them, keep talking to them, keep taking their advice, or just by you listening to these people, you know, it's kind of like when people come into your life at work, your coworkers, your boss, they're draining you from energy and you're kind of trying to block that energy. You know how people could just be next to you taking energy from you. The places that you go to can be taking energy from you. So it's very important for you to know that when people talk to you and they try to have small talk conversations with you, you're exchanging energies there. In some cultures, when people greet each other, they don't even shake hands. Some narcissists will try to force you to shake their hand and you're looking at them like, who the hell are you? They're coming to your place of business and they're trying to make themselves known, like, hey, what's your name? They want to know your name. Why does it matter? Buy whatever you want to buy and get on. Do business and get on. They want to shake your hand. They want to do weird things. You know, they want to small talk you so that over time you'll talk to them more and more and more. And eventually people fall for it. You'll eventually talk to them because you're used to seeing them. You know, they become familiar to you. You know, so when they see that you never put your guard down no matter what or how much time passes by, And when they see that you're indifferent, and when they see that when they say things to you so that you could feel sorry for them, they could see that you're not all you have empathy, but you're not all the way invested in them, because you know that they've been trying too hard for you to open that door, and now they're giving you a sob story, and they see that you're still like, hey, I don't trust you. It doesn't matter. I still don't trust you. You got panhandlers on the street who have nice houses, nice cars, and their job is to go panhandle every single day. And they use their kids, they use whatever means to make themselves look. You got homeless people out here that are not even homeless. You got drug people that are just drug addicts, and they act homeless, they look homeless, and they really got a place to stay. They're living at home with their parents, and they're just going out hanging at a store all day. You got people who are not homeless, who have nice things, who look like they're in disguise. They're in disguise. So imagine all the different levels of narcissism, all the way to people who are financially in good positions. The narcissist is the liar of all lies, for real, because even with the elite, with people in high places, you got people fighting over race, fighting over who's doing the most crime, when in reality everyone in every race is doing crimes. Some people are more violent than others, but the only reason you're going to focus on certain people, you're going to focus on the people that don't look like you. But in reality, guess what? If two people from two different cultures have a kid, and that kid ends up looking like one culture, and that kid ends up having kids with someone from another culture, and then their kid ends up being